In a secluded mountain village, nestled among ancient cherry blossoms, lived a humble potter named Kaito. His craft was revered, his hands shaped clay into vessels of remarkable beauty. Yet, beneath his quiet demeanor, Kaito carried a heavy burden, an invisible shadow of sadness that pressed upon his chest like a boulder. His joy had withered like fallen petals, leaving him to wander through life in a fog. One spring morning, a traveler named Master Yuki, a wise monk known for his teachings, arrived in the village. Intrigued by Kaito's melancholy gaze, he approached the potter's workshop. The monk observed the delicate vases and bowls on display, each one a testament to Kaito's skill. "You have a gift," Master Yuki said, his voice calm yet firm. "But your soul seems clouded, as if your inner vessel has cracked." Kaito sighed, setting aside a half-formed pot. "I do not know how to mend it. Life feels heavy, Master. I wake each day with a weight I cannot explain, and no matter how I try, it lingers." Master Yuki nodded. "Walk with me," he said. The two set off toward the forest, where sunlight filtered gently through the canopy. They arrived at a clearing by a river, where Yuki picked up a large, jagged stone and handed it to Kaito. "Carry this stone," Yuki instructed. Confused but respectful, Kaito obeyed. They continued walking, the stone growing heavier with each step. Sweat beaded on Kaito's brow. After some time, they reached a small shrine at the riverbank. "I can bear this no longer," Kaito groaned, dropping the stone with a thud. Yuki smiled. "Exactly." The monk reached into his robe and pulled out a feather, handing it to Kaito. "Now, carry this." Bemused, Kaito accepted the feather. Its lightness was a relief after the stone's oppressive weight. "Life's burdens are like the stone," Yuki explained. "When we hold on to our pain, it becomes heavier with time. Depression thrives in our grip, feeding on our resistance. But when we acknowledge its presence, as you did with the stone, we can choose to set it down." Kaito frowned. "But what of the feather?" Yuki gestured to the flowing river. "The feather is your awareness, light and free. It reminds you that pain is a visitor, not a permanent resident. When you observe it without resistance, it loses its power. Like the feather, let your thoughts drift, carried by the current of time." Kaito gazed at the feather, then at the river. He realized he had been clutching his sorrow, unwilling to let it flow naturally. Tears welled in his eyes, not of despair, but of release. Returning to his workshop, Kaito began crafting again, this time without the weight of expectation. Each piece of pottery became an act of mindfulness, a way to honor his emotions without being consumed by them. Over time, the boulder in his chest grew lighter, replaced by the serenity of the feather. And so, Kaito learned that even the heaviest burdens can be carried differently, with awareness, acceptance, and grace.